Welcome to our first video off-grid.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. We think it's important that you know a little bit of our history and how we came to be here with you today.
We've always planned to retire early. We talked about it on our first couple dates, as we got older, how we wanted to retire and when. And so this has always been a seed that we've always wanted to retire early, but we just didn't really know how or when.
Yeah, and it really came down to a game changer for us. Was 7 years ago. I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and just incredibly
mind-blowing
time. Yeah, it really puts you out of your comfort zone. And but you know what? We made some decisions, and 3 surgeries later, I was cancer-free.
Yes. And the thing is, you've always heard about other people or a friend of a friend, and it really hit hard home when she was diagnosed. But she's all good now, and we were firm believers that everything happens for a reason.
Oh, it really does.
Good or bad.
Yeah.
And that was bad, but it really pushed us and catapulted us towards moving faster to what we really wanted to do.
It really made us reevaluate where we were, what we were doing, and we really realized we weren't happy where we were, what we were doing. We were just going along with what we were doing, and because that's what we always had done. And
through the motions of work and the 9 to 5 and paying all the bills, and then all of a sudden 10 years fly by and you go,
just get stuck in that
what happened?
Yeah, so it really, the good side of having breast cancer was that it made us reevaluate, and we made some very significant changes. We both changed jobs.
Yep.
And that was great until COVID hit. Just like everyone, COVID hit us. We didn't get COVID. We haven't had COVID. But it really made some changes for us because I got laid off. And that's when our house sold.
Yeah. So, and we were going to work 2 more years after our house sold just to get some extra money. And she was laid off for over a year.
Yeah.
And
like many of us.
Yeah, and I was still working, fortunately. But again, everything happens for a reason. So during that year, when we sold our house, is that she packed and sold most of our belongings. Basically, that was her job. Yeah. So again, everything happens for a reason. And so that actually relieved a lot of pressure off of me because I was still working. And I'd come home and she would say, hey, I sold the couch and this and that.
Our house was getting emptier and emptier.
And I was like, great, now I don't have to move it or sell it myself. So again, everything happens for a reason. And she convinced me that what's 2 more years?
Yeah.
What's 2 more years?
Yeah.
Why don't we just do it now? And well, here we are.
We did it. We took the plunge. Once everything was sold, the house was sold, we were living in our trailer, we decided to just take off, and we traveled for a year trying to figure out where we were going to land.
Yeah, that first year we went down to the Southwest.
It was amazing.
And Arizona, Nevada, Death Valley, Utah, had a great time. And then we came back and we started looking for property all over the place, even Idaho.
Yeah.
And we just couldn't find anything that was making us say, this is where we want to start our off-grid roots.
Yeah, yeah. And then we found the perfect piece of property.
Yes, yes.
For us.
So we are in between Republic and Tonasket, Washington. So it's kind of a northeastern, more north of Washington State. We're, as the crow flies, we're only about 40 miles from Canada.
Yeah, we're super close. And we have got such a community here. We did not realize when we purchased this piece of property, the community that we were moving into. I mean, we've got almost 7 acres here.
Right.
And we just were like, oh, well, no one's going to talk to us. We aren't going to see anybody. And I mean, we have dinner parties.
We're having a dinner party tonight. So, yes, we are very remote. The actual nearest grocery store is in Tonasket, and that's like about 21 miles away. That's the nearest major facilities. We do have a little grocery store just up the valley, but it's pretty small. So yeah, it's a pretty remote place. We are totally off grid, no water, no power, no sewer. We've had it just a little bit over a year now.
It's been amazing. Here's some footage of when we first bought the property. So now you know a little bit about us and our history. You've seen our property and where we're at. I think it's time to talk about our plans.
Our big plans. Too many plans.
My mind is like do.
Yeah. So as Brenda mentioned earlier, we have just under 7 acres. We have also an old 1800s cabin on our property, which we didn't know we had until after we bought it. And we also have a creek that kind of goes right behind the old 1800s cabin. It's called Cape LaBelle Creek.
Yeah, so we have taken a spin off of that, and we're calling our property here LaBelle Creek Camp.
Yeah, we thought it had a nice ring to it. So some of our plans are we want to build a log cabin shower house. We want to build a kind of a log cabin outdoor kitchen / bar seating area. I do have a chainsaw mill, and we have a ton of lumber that we can use to make all these things.
Yeah, we're really excited about doing all of that. I just can't wait to do it. It's going to look so cool.
Yes, we have to upgrade our solar a little bit. It's working pretty good now, but we could probably use another couple panels.
Our plan really is to be completely on solar and really not even need the generator. We use the generator every couple of days just to give us an extra bump. And we really don't want to have to use that. So we do need to create a bigger solar area and more panels and everything that goes along with that. Have a lot to learn.
Yeah, and the neat thing is that we actually belong to a place called Sun Ranch. And we can actually get water. So even though there isn't water on the property, they actually have a well. It's about 5 miles away from here, and we have a key. And that's how we get our water. Obviously, you need water. So we're planning on doing a cistern gravity feed up here right behind us on a hill to feed all of our water needs.
It's going to be so cool. So, we're just thrilled to have you guys along.
Yes. We're going to have a garden. We're both archery hunters. We love to fish. We're going to try to live off the land as much as possible. So this is our first video. This is the end of our first video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Please give us a thumbs up, because guys, we've got some really cool plans coming up here, and we can hardly wait to do them and show you.
So we're going to be doing a video a week. So we'll see you next week.
See ya.